Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 2. This is the 16th and likely final episode, of the main game at least. Last time we made it through the lab, and we did all the things that Claire did. However, we also witnessed the death of Ada Wong, as she got grabbed by Mr. X and dumped a bunch of bullets into his face, and then got smashed into a panel, which set off the self-destruct. And now Claire has asked us to rescue Sherry while she's running around making a vaccine. And once again, we've got to proceed to the bottom platform. Alright, we got the master key and the magnum. You know, I think that's all we really need. We've got enough ammo that if we get jumped by a licker, we can blast them. You can also activate this, the Master Key escape panel. Which basically just opens up another floor that the elevator can go to, but we can't go there without Sherry. Of course, when we were playing as Claire, Leon was already on the train when we got to the bottom, so obviously we're going to have to get there before she does.
Sherry? I've come to get you out of here. Claire is waiting for you.
And she just sort of teleports into his arms. No? Seems like the elevator got stuck there for a second. Or was that the elevator switching to the emergency path? Alright, here's the escape train.
Just rest here. Claire should be back soon.
There's not really much we can do for her without Claire being here. And we don't have enough power to turn on the train. So we actually have to get this thing working before Claire gets here. And we've even got another box here. Again though, I don't think we really need anything. I could take the shotgun, but you know what? I think we might actually need it. However, we want to make sure that we have one, or rather two, open spots in our inventory, as we're going to need them for something later.
All employees proceed to the bottom platform.
But we have no power for that either, so we can't just turn on the gate to escape.
All employees proceed to the bottom platform.
The other tunnel back there just leads to where Claire came out.
5 minutes until detonation.
To the bottom platform.
Alright, now it's serious. We've got an actual time limit.
All employees proceed to the bottom.
There's actually another item box behind the stairs in case you didn't leave 2 free spots.
All employees proceed to the bottom platform. All employees proceed to the bottom platform.
So you need 2 free slots for these 2 items. But those 2 items are actually there for a clever reason, to ensure that we will have 2 free spots for something else afterwards. Which is a similar thing they did in Resident Evil 1, where you had to pick up a fuse box at the very end to ensure that you had a free spot in your inventory. Since after all, those 2 plugs go over here, we only moved 1 screen over. So with that dramatic music, Mr. X returns. Now that his limiter code is gone, he's started to mutate. That's some weird, never completely explained thing where basically the coat keeps them from mutating. He is messing me up.
Here, use this!
Ada, is that you?
Couldn't
Ada!
be. She's dead. So, those 2 free slots are so that you can pick up the rocket launcher, just like the rocket launcher in the first game. Alright, we need to get away from him long enough to actually fire this thing. We've got 2 shots.
Game over.
Don't think he's coming back from that one. So we never really got a rocket launcher when fighting Birkin, so this is our proper final boss explosion. We still have 1 shot left, though. Not really gonna need it, I suppose. But yeah, that's a neat little game design thing that they ensure that you will have those free slots so that you'll actually have it for the rocket launcher. Because otherwise you can't kill him. Also, just like the Tyrant in the first game, sometimes he can actually just deflect the rocket if you're far enough away and he's looking right at you. He'll just sort of slap it aside, which is why you get a second shot. And there are zombies to block us from opening the gate. Just to be a nuisance and a bit of a time waster. Alright, and now we're ready to rock. All systems go.
Sherry's unconscious.
I have the antidote. If I give it to her.
Claire, what's happening?
Not now. Come on, Sherry, wake up. Wake up. Please wake up. Claire? Where am I?
It worked!
Oh, Sherry. You're gonna be okay. Thanks, Claire.
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just the beginning.
You're right, but that's a story for a different game. Of course,
Goodbye, Ada.
they did mention something about a true ending. You didn't think we were out of the water yet, did you?
What was that?
They have nothing to say about this. Now, they did mention something about a self-destruct on the escape train in case of biological contamination.
Warning. Biohazardous outbreak imminent. The emergency system has been activated. This train will detonate. Repeat, this train will detonate.
What's wrong?
I don't know. The door won't open.
Well, good thing this door's not locked. Aren't we forgetting someone? Yep. After his defeat at the hands of Claire, Birkin mutated once again into this Lovecraftian hellmaw. And now he's trying to escape. Apparently this is the fate of all G-virus creatures, is eventually they'll mutate out of control until they're just a bunch of teeth and tentacles. Other horrors. Probably get out of here before he turns into something worse.
Warning. Warning. The self-destruct system has been activated. Each train compartment will detonate sequentially. Repeat. Each train compartment will detonate sequentially.
Claire! Stop the train!
I can't. The door to the control room is locked. Claire? What is this? Stay back. This is not good. Leon, where are you?
Wonderful.
Sherry? switch. Maybe this one?
Sherry!
Leon! Ah! I can't hold on.
Push the switch over there!
Got it! Finally, the exit.
Are you all right?
I'm okay.
Where's Claire? Claire? Claire!
Right here. Claire! I guess we all made it. They just won't quit. Come on, we have to get out of here. Run! So, it's finally over. Sherry, you look terrible. No worse than you, Claire.
Come on, time to leave.
Now? What's wrong? Is something following us?
We have to go. We don't have any time to waste.
Go? Where?
Hey, it's up to us to take out Umbrella.
And then they all lived happily ever after. Oh. So, that's the end of Resident Evil 2. The true ending that you get for playing through scenario A and then B. I dig Resident Evil 2. It's, for a lot of people, the favorite Resident Evil. And I feel like a lot of people who didn't really stick with the series really liked Resident Evil 2. You know, it's kind of like that was the peak, and then they sort of interest dropped off, and survival horror wasn't really a new thing anymore. For some reason, it seems like a lot of people don't like 3. Then again, there's a lot of Resident Evil games where you can say, yeah, a lot of people didn't like this one. I think for me, that game is probably Code Veronica. I don't think it's a terrible game or anything, it's just probably one of my less favorite Resident Evil games. Because, well, I had a bit of a bad time playing through it the first time, and sort of almost screwed myself out of beating it. But, yeah, I don't think it's terrible or anything. I think it doesn't age as well as the other games because of the non-pre-rendered backgrounds, because everything's 3D in that. But, yeah, I'll probably get around to that. Not right away, but as I've mentioned before, I do intend to eventually have an LP of every Resident Evil on my channel, including the ones that people think ruined the franchise, but that I enjoyed for their own merits. As to what's going to happen next, I'm not really sure, actually. Obviously, I'm still going with the Metro DLC, and there'll be a couple more episodes of Resident Evil 2 to cover the various bonus content you unlock. The battle modes and the 4th survivor mode, which is another sort of mini side story. There is one bonus thing that I'm probably not going to do because I don't have it unlocked, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass to unlock. It's basically just an alternate character skin for the 4th survivor scenario. Well, alternate skin, but also slightly alternate stats. I'm sure everyone is familiar with that one. And plus, I don't think I'm actually good enough at this to be able to beat the extra version of 4th survivor. I'm not really sure what this picture is. Like, there's a raccoon thing in the back, and there's Leon. Is this, like, what would have happened if he had been there beforehand? Also, we got a B rank again, which is surprising. I guess I didn't really save that much. And then we unlock an SMG for beating the game. I believe it is an infinite SMG, if I remember correctly. There is another weapon you can unlock for beating Scenario B without saving. And of course, once you save again, it swaps back over to Claire A. You have to start a new game if you want to do Claire, or Leon A, Claire B. And this just tells us, hey, you can also play the extra battle mode, which is another descendant along the line that eventually led to Mercenaries. That didn't actually begin with this game. It began with the Sega Saturn version of the first Resident Evil, where there was an unlockable extreme battle mode, or was it just called Battle Game? But yeah, then in this, there's Extreme Battle, and then in Resident Evil 3, there is Operation Jackal Mercenaries. And then, of course, it kept going with Resident Evil... Code Veronica, I believe, also has a battle game, but it's not called Mercenaries. And as I mentioned, it tells you about Brad Vickers here. But you don't actually have to get to this screen to be able to do that. You can just do it at any time. So yeah, that's it for the main game. Gonna do extra battle mode, gonna do 4th Survivor, and I guess there'll be one more little unlockable thing, the other unlockable weapon at the end of this, but otherwise there's not a whole lot of unlocks. The only costumes are the ones that I already showed off, so it's pretty much just the one gun, well, also the gun you get is for finishing it, but then there's the gun you get for finishing it without saving, which I'm going to show off at the end of this video, and the 2 extra modes. Or 2.5 extra modes if you count the other version of 4th Survivor. So yeah, that'll do it. See you around, folks. So as I mentioned, if you beat Scenario B without saving the game, you unlock another infinite weapon in addition to the SMG, and that is the Gatling gun. The infinite Gatling gun. This actually functions pretty much identically to the Gatling gun you unlock for beating Resident Evil 3 under certain conditions, which I believe I showed off during the Resident Evil 3 playthrough, though there is still a video missing from that LP that I am still meaning to do about the unlockables and mercenaries. So the Gatling gun just pretty much fires a wall of lead, in that it will hit stuff to your left and right slightly. So, you know, stuff that jumps at you from the sides will often jump into the spray and just kind of fall out of the air, especially dogs. That said, with the spin-up and kind of lack of heavy damage, the Gatling gun is actually not very useful for bosses. It's better to still use a Magnum if you're using the Gatling gun. Or, in Claire's case, a grenade launcher. Because a variety of bosses will still mess you up and ignore the spray. Still, it's a fairly neat thing to unlock for finishing the game, and it does make unlocking a couple other things a bit easier. You know, if you're going for the tofu unlock or anything like that, then some people say that you're not allowed to use this for unlocking that, but I'm not actually sure if it prevents you from using infinite weapons. Anyhow, let's just see how well this works on a certain boss. I don't know why it posed this boss, but... So obviously for his first form, it's not too much of a challenge because, you know, his first form is pretty slow, you can just kind of stand back. However, dog form is much more difficult because, for one, he jumps on top, and you cannot aim the Gatling gun up and down. It only goes straight. So when he's up there, you can't actually do anything to him. Eventually he'll just do something like that and ignore your shots because they don't have any real stun to them. Of course, if you get lucky, then you can still kill him, but basically, when I used this to unlock some of the other stuff, I did not stick with the minigun for the boss fights because of that. You'll pretty much just take damage while unloading on them. Anyhow, that's the Gatling gun, the only real unlockable weapon aside from the infinite SMG, which is just the SMG but crap. They're infinite. Same thing, really. Infinite or not, it's still not a very good weapon, especially when you can unlock the Gatling gun. Anyhow, yeah, that's really all. Not nearly as much unlockable weapons as later Resident Evil games would have. Anyhow, that'll do it for real for this episode now. I guess I'll see you again with the bonus episodes if you stick around for those. If not, maybe you'll watch my next LP. Who knows? Anyhow, you folks all take care, and I'll see you around some other time. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?